All right. Good morning, everybody. It's another Toonkind at 12 frames per second. I am Kraken.
Good
This
morning, good
is
morning.
Treats and Tricks. It's a little past
Yo.
Halloween, but Halloween is a state of mind.
Exactly. Only 364 days more till next Halloween.
Exactly. But,
Exactly.
yeah. Why do I just... I'm Kraken. Today I'll be playing, my Danthew wizard, Grayscale Extraordinaire. We all love him. And with me today...
Is me, Gently, who will be playing the child, Boomer, which I am really looking forward to this because I think I'm going to have a fun time with this little FPS. So, yay!
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. So, beginning. I think we're going to have to do a quick beginning in the morning where I don't know what Boomer likes to eat for breakfast or how much of a mess that she's scarfing it down. But
just Boomer just grabs anything that looks vaguely edible and just like shoving it in her mouth. So
Craigory, I think, is practiced at plucking things out of her grip that aren't edible and just putting them on a high shelf.
Yes, exactly.
But as this
But okay, can I eat this? No. Craigory goes, no. Well, but what about no? But what about that? No. Craigory's like, child, that is the 8-ball. Why are you trying to eat the 8-ball? I wanted to drink the soup in it.
Child-proofing his life is an endeavor.
It's an ongoing thing.
Especially since he doesn't really know what's appropriate for child-proof.
Exactly. All right, so that's the Boomer's trying to eat everything in sight because she's hungry, and Craigory is desperately trying to not let her eat things that are not edible and stuff. So
yeah.
So anyway, where are we at right now? Like, are we at Craigory's place? Are we at the shop where Boomer works? Where are we at?
I'm figuring out Craigory's place, but as he's just cool. Lifting, another dubious, maybe edible out of the wizard. He's tall, thankfully. He just goes, well, hold on.
But it's shaped like a donut. Why can't I eat it?
Because it's not. But listen, hey.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't ruin your appetite.
Hi.
Hey.
What?
Don't ruin your appetite.
Where?
There's going to be. Listen. There's going to be a lot of candy tonight. Have you ever?
Yeah.
Have you ever done trick or treating?
And she just gets like a little blank look on her face, and she's like, "No, but you said candy, so I'm all for it. Tell me, Craigory. Tell me about the candy night.
Yeah,
tell me. She's like bouncing up and down. She's excited.
She's like, hands on her shoulders, just pushing down ever so slightly.
Yes.
Like, there's once a year, it's a tradition, at least in this part of Vanquil. Everyone dresses up into something they're not, some kind of costume. You knock on people's doors, and you get candy. And that's tonight.
What's the catch? She's like got suspicious eyes. There's got to be a catch somewhere. She's got that look on her face like,
Well, the catch is if people. The saying is trick or treat. The catch is if people don't give you treats, you get to trick or treat.
Oh right, yes. So she's like. So anyway, I've got like this really really cool gun that I was gonna try out, and no, we don't kill the people. That's not true.
It's like, okay, the gun might be a little much.
Okay. Oh, we can't use it. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, okay, all right. So, she's sitting there. She sits down on the floor. She starts thinking. She's like, okay, so,
need some kind of costume.
Something that I'm not. Okay. Oh, I got an idea, Craigory. Okay, so she goes over there. Does Craigory have like a fireplace or something? I don't know.
We're gonna say there's a fireplace.
Okay, all right. So she runs over to the fireplace. She sticks her hand around like in the soot. No, she's not going to stick her hand in the fire. She knows better than that. This is Boomer, but she's not going to do that. But she sticks her hand around in the soot, like the soot right on the edge of it. She rubs her hands around in there, and she's doing something to her face. And if Gregory, you want to take, I don't know, you want to roll to see if you can figure out what she's doing.
Yeah, sneak peek.
Yeah, to take a sneak peek. So
let's do. He's gonna be mean and use investigation with this +6. He wants to know.
We got to know. We must know what is the child dressing up as.
He's just casually leaning around the corner so he can get a good angle at what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
And what does he see? What's Boomer doing? What's her brilliant idea?
Boomer is apparently, well, Boomer has got her fingers all nice and sooty, and she is carefully drawing a V on the top of her forehead. And in a second, she says, "Okay, I'm done," and she turns around and she looks at Craigory expectantly, like, "Okay, I'm ready." Craigory, can you figure out what it is?
I'm thinking of that. With the 19 investigation, does he know, or do you want me to roll something else?
I don't know. Should he know? Oh, sure. Let's just say he can figure out what it is. Go for it. Go for it, Craigory.
Dear. I'm gonna roll a performance for him.
Just for the heck of it. Oh, he has determined that she has drawn a V on the top of her face, and it kind of looks like angry eyebrow. And so she's like, she's kind of like, okay, guess what I am? And she's like grinning. Oh, and she's, oh, wait a minute. And then she makes a frowny face, and she's like, "Her."
Craigory keeps it together fairly well. He doesn't quite burst out laughing, but he just goes, "Oh, what is that? Oh, I still know what are. He's like getting down close to peer at her. And he's like, "What is this strange creature?"
You'll never figure it out. You're never gonna guess. It's awesome.
Oh man. Oh, at this rate, you might just have to tell me when we meet up again after you're done your apprenticeship for the day.
Oh, no. Oh, do I have to wait until then? Can I tell you now?
Well, yeah, you can tell me now.
Okay.
Who are you?
So
he's just like
you told
closely examining.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So anyway, you said the whole premise of it is that you're supposed to dress up as something that you're not, right?
Yeah.
So, and she puts her hands out like this. She goes, "I'm angry Boomer."
And yep, lets himself laugh then. You know what? Boomer, you're getting scooped up in a hug.
Aww. Boomer hugs him back.
She's just like, kid.
She's like, she whispers in his ear, she says, "I'm not really angry. I'm just pretending, okay?"
Oh, you're doing a really good pretend.
Okay, thanks. I'm so angry. Here, put me down so I can stomp my feet. She stomps her feet, stuff like that. Okay, I'm ready to go. Okay, so you want me to meet you somewhere, and you said to bring like a bag or something. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Are we gonna put? Okay, so is the trick we're going to like put the bag over the people's heads and then run in and grab all their candy and eat it and then leave while their bag's on their head?
Well, that doesn't leave candy for the other people.
There's gonna be other people?
Yeah, it's not just you. I mean, I'll also be in costume, but you don't get to see that till later. It's a surprise.
Oh, so it's a little bit of like hide and seek, and also you get candy. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. I think I got it. Okay. Let me get back in character again. I'm so angry. I'm going out to get candy. She's ready to go.
Craigory just saying to yourself, "Oh, I've made today interesting for Mabel." That is Mabel's problem.
poor Mabel. We love Mabel. One of these days, I'm going to introduce Mabel in because she's a nice person. So anyway, all right.
Craigory outlines where they're going to meet after Boomer's done said apprenticeship for the day. She's going to bring a bag.
Yep.
He's going to bring some supplies for potential tricks.
All right.
They're going to have a fun night.
Yes, exactly. All right. So Boomer goes off, does her little thing with work and stuff. We don't know what goes on with her and Mabel, but probably. What are you, Mabel? What are you again? Yeah, Mabel has a day. So anyway, at the end of the day, all right. So Boomer's got. I'm not really sure what I would need to start if I need to start rolling for stuff or anything just yet. But I think, I'm just going to say, at the end of the day, she is. She's like out of the place like a shot. Pew! And she has got like the biggest. Like it's literally probably about as big as her. And it's a big old burlap bag, and she is like dragging it behind her, and she is heading. Where are you heading? Which direction is she going? Like
the meeting place is supposed to be just a block around from her ship, so it's starting to. It's a bit busy out tonight. It is, in fact, trick or treating time. It is dusk. Okay. People are coming out en masse to do this. So, Boomer, if you want to find your dad, you're gonna need to roll some perception or investigation.
Thank you. All right, I think I will do that. Perception and investigation. All right. So, Boomer is stomping around, looking angry, probably making some of the people look a bit concerned. She's not exactly in costume, but so anyway, let's see, investigation. Oh, let me see here, darling. All right, she has a +2 for investigation. Let's see what we can get here. All right, 15 + 2, 15, 16, 17. She's done 7. A. That's it. That's the game, guys. FPS. She found Craigory. Now it's just turn to hide. Okay.
Found the wizard.
Yes. Yay.
The wonderful thing about Craigory, Boomer, is that he is fairly tall.
Craigory's are wonderful things.
He was fairly tall. In a crowd, he's generally pretty easy to spot.
Oh, he is.
So even though he's not quite wearing what he usually does, because it's trick-or-treat season, clearly, you do indeed spot what could only be your dad.
Okay. All right. She is going to try to sneak up on him to surprise him.
Excellent. Please roll stealth.
All right. I am going to roll stealth. That is 4 + 5 for 9, I think. Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, it's not 4. I thought you were going to stop at 4. I was about to be like, oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Not necessarily a good sneak, but it's not terrible. How are you doing this, Boomer? Like, this person notices you, but how is Boomer approaching? I just want to know.
Well, Boomer is going to take a cue from the hiding, the whole thing, like what is it? Let's see here. I was going to check and see if I've got do I have the ability to do disguise or something like that? Flimsy disguise.
All tunes have disguise self, basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's not really a tune though. Like
that's true.
She's real kind. So.
I keep on doing that. And I keep on just going. Oh yeah, the mechanics.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Well, what she's gonna do is she spots Craigory. She goes, heh, and she takes the burlap bag and she hides herself under it. So I'm gonna do like a deception thing, I guess. All right. Let's see how good she is. Come on, don't roll good. Don't roll good. Don't roll good. Don't roll good. Aw, come on.
No. Here's the thing. If she rolls good, what is it?
Mm-hmm. It's she just has a burlap bag. She's just stuck over her head.
How How is the deception, though?
The deception's +2, so it's like 12, 13, 14.
Okay. I think how this shakes out is this wizard very much notices there is, in fact, a, 2.5-foot burlap sack poking its way along, maybe bumping into people because burlap sacks aren't very good for seeing through. Very much notices the sack, but the thing is, they don't quite know who's under there.
Okay.
They think they have a suspicion, but they don't know.
Okay.
There's just a sack here, and they're watching it approach.
Craigory's like, I'm being stalked by a burlap sack. All right, all of a sudden, Boomer goes into a run, and she's going to attempt to run at Craigory and grab him around the leg.
Oh, God.
Let's see how well she does this. What should I roll for this?
Roll a dex to figure out whether you trip.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. All right, dexterity. She's actually got pretty good dexterity. Let's see here. That's a 5, 6, 7.
Oh, Boomer.
For dexterity.
This sack is the size of you. Your foot catches on the edge.
Hi, Tread. Hello. she's like giggling too. And her feet are going like that, and it's like boop, boop. And then she's like flop, flop on her face, and then she tries to get up, and she says really loudly, "Just ignore me. I'm a sack of potatoes. I'm making potato noises. Potato. Just ignore me." She continues to try to sneak up on him.
Oh dear. She's already tripped once, so
Yeah.
this wizard just they're gonna
just
try and pick you up and hold you still.
Yeah. She's gonna attempt to grab his leg or something. So I should what would I do for that?
Become a real tangle of limbs here.
Yeah, exactly. Do strength, see if she actually manages to do it.
God.
I'm gonna do it.
You know what? Strength for funnies.
I know. It's a 1 + 2, so that's 3. So she's gonna.
God, she reaches out. She's still reeling. She misses, and Boomer, your shoulders are caught, and you are stopped from plummeting face first to the ground again.
Okay.
And are you done?
She picks up the sack, and she and her hands are out now. The sack is still over her face, but she's feeling around, and I guess she finally grabs a hold of his leg, and she's like, "Ha ha! You never knew it was me, did you, Craigory? Ha 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 ha!"
No, I had absolutely no idea. Good job.
I know. That's because I'm not really Boomer. And she whips off the burlap sack. She goes, "I'm angry Boomer. Grrr!"
Oh, well, isn't that funny? And you can now see what Craigory is wearing for this Halloween. And they just go, "Well, that matches. I'm not quite Craigory either."
Oh, you aren't? Oh, I'm sorry. Have you seen a wizard around here? He's about your height, and his name is Craigory too. And well, I guess I'm sorry I grabbed your leg, but hi.
Oh, this wizard just looks down at you and Boomer, do you want to do an insight?
Do insight. Does she actually figure? She spotted what she thinks is Craigory, and now that she's up against is Craig. Oh my goodness! How is your deception, Craigory? And I am going to do. Could I do perception? A perception roll with that, because my perception roll has 0 for a.
You know what? Yeah, do a perception roll.
All right, that's a 5. So she has rolled a 5 for perception to determine whether or not this person, which she initially thought was Craigory, but now she's looking, she's squinting at him, and she looks up, and she looks down. She's not quite sure.
Well, with a 5 in perception, toe to tip, that's a Craigory.
Oh, okay. She recognizes it. She's like,
how could she not recognize her own dad?
Well, I mean, he's dressed up very good. It's a good costume. What can I say?
Exactly. I don't know if Boomer quite knows what kind of costume it is.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to roll and see what kind of, so you can figure out what kind of costume it is.
Yeah, go
do an investigation. 13, 14, 15. She rolls a 15. What does that tell her about what she's looking at?
Compared to a lot of the very extravagant costumes that Boomer can see around, this seems kind of subdued. This just kind of looks like your dad in a different outfit. I mean, dressed warmly because it's getting a bit chilly. It's not actually very exciting at all. It's a little disappointing even.
Oh. So Boomer sits, she studies his costume for a minute because she's trying to figure out what he's dressed up as. And then she's like, "Oh, you're cold, Craigory."
And Craigory, yeah, Wizard laughs. She's like, "Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm cold, Craigory."
This child's very literal. She hasn't quite grasped the concept of dressing up as something you're not for Halloween. So, all right, Angry Boomer and cold Craigory.
Perfect costumes.
Best Halloween costumes ever. Exactly. They win the prize. Okay. So anyway, Boomer takes hold of Craigory's hand and she's like, okay, now. And she's got her bag in one hand, dragging behind her because it's a very big bag. And she's got her hand, she's holding Craigory's hand in the other. And she's like, okay, so, and she's looking around and she said, okay, so who do we go knock on the head to get candy again?
Well, it's not quite knock on the head, it's knock on a door.
Oh, okay. So we knock on the door and then we knock on their heads and get the candy? She's still trying to grasp this whole, trick-or-treating thing.
Cold Craigory's head tilts. I mean, you certainly could. It would fill up your bag very quickly.
Oh, okay. And I'm going to see if she can perceive if, she's figuring out that Craigory's kind of like, that's not how it works. What would she need to roll for that?
It's like, this contradicts what Craigory said this morning. Roll a history.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see if she remembers.
And,
all right.
Yeah. They are leading the way. 19?
19, 20, 21, actually. So, yeah, okay. So
Boomer
she's like,
remembers exactly.
Oh, she remembers exactly. You go, you knock on the door, you say trick or treat. All right. So, okay, she's like, okay, so, and she starts, pulling at Craigory, and she's tugging, she's like, let's go to that door first, let's go to that door, that door looks good, come on,
of course, yes.
Let's go.
Yep. Cold Craigory's being dragged along.
Candy.
This is the first door. Boomer, come on, right. What are you going to do?
Boomer takes her foot, and she kicks the door, and she yells, she kicks the door and she yells, "We're here for you, candy!"
Sure enough, the door promptly opens, and it's like kindly old lady tune looking out, a bowl of candy in her hand. She's like, "Oh, well, with a greeting like that, I was expecting a pirate. My goodness, dearie, what are you?"
"I'm angry! But I won't be angry if you give me some candy." And she holds a burlap bag out. And she smiles.
"Oh, my goodness. Oh, well, that is a threat if I ever heard one." The lady is grinning. This is a good goof. She's like, "Oh, shaking in my boots. Oh, an angry child. I better give you some candy."
That's right. You better hurry up because I'm feeling, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. She makes a growly face.
This lady, big old fist of candy, and bloop, right into your bag.
Oh, that's a lot of candy. Thank you.
She made sure it was a big handful. You put up a convincing argument, and she
does. Exactly.
She's like, "Oh, well, have a nice night, dearie. It looks like you've got a ways to go.
Bye. I'm not angry anymore because you have candy, but I'm going to be angry for the next door, so thank you. Bye.
Terrorize the neighborhood, dear."
I sure will.
Boomer, you have gotten your first candy.
Yes.
You now know about how this works.
Okay, exactly. So she's going to open up the bag and she just sticks her head in. I think she's just going to stick her head straight in the can and start eating the candy. Why are we going to wait? We're not going to wait. We're just going to dive right in and get the candy. I don't know. Do I need to roll for that or something? I feel like I'm asking to roll for everything. Do I roll for this? Do I roll for that?
That's all right. It's the numbers game. It's the roll dice game.
Yes, exactly.
So I think, Boomer, for a roll for this, you've got your head in there and you're reaching for the candy, and roll strength, I think, to keep a hold on the bag.
Yeah, okay. Strength. That is 5 plus 2, 5, 6, 7.
And let's do Cold Craigory's roll.
That's right. We're not going to wait. We want the candy now.
Well, it's Cold Craigory isn't very strong, but they do indeed beat out a 7. That bag of candy is out of your reach.
Hey!
Cold Craigory is just looking down at you.
But I want to eat the candy.
One eyebrow raised.
What? But I thought it's candy. We're supposed to eat it, right? I mean, I was going to share. I was going to give you at least one piece.
It's very generous of you, but I also thought my understanding was the point you saved the candy for later. But...
Oh, you do? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That means, and she gets that calculating look on her face. She's like, oh, and she's like sitting there. You can tell she's doing the what's the meme where the lady's sitting there thinking and the maths are like going across the
yeah.
you know which one I'm talking about.
Yes.
And she's sitting there. She's calculating up the amount of candy she's going to be able to shake out of this block. I guess they're on the block. All right. So she sits there. She thinks for a minute. She's very intense calculating it, and she's like, she nods her head, and she's like, yeah, and then she grins and she's like, that's gonna be a lot of candy. And she grabs Craigory's hand and she's like, all right, let's go.
You are a shrewd one, aren't you?
Yeah. Yes, I know. I am very smart.
Boomer, you're tugging along to the next house. Roll me perception.
All right. I will do that. Oh, whoa. Now this dice is being good to me today. We have rolled a 19. Actually, hey. She is actually perceiving. All right. Good.
Boomer is perceiving.
I am perceiving. Yes.
Boomer, you are tugging Craigory along by the hand. And it will have to be the right hand because Cold Craigory is using the left for the cane. That's a part of the costume. But with a 19, there's something weird going on with his gait.
Oh.
It's like there is a bit of a limp going on, and he is actually using the cane, and...
Oh.
Boomer, I think you look back to check this out, and for the first time with a 19, you would realize Craigory's not wearing a glove.
Oh, okay. So Craigory is not wearing a glove. Oh.
No, not on either hand.
Then he's limping. All right. Ah, okay. Boomer pauses a minute in her, tugging him along and stuff because she's like, all of a sudden she's like, huh. She has gone from angry Boomer to curious Boomer. But she's like, Craigory, didn't you have like gloves? I mean, if you're called Craigory, you're supposed to have like gloves or mittens or something. And I remember you had gloves. I remember specifically you had a red glove. And what's going on? And she just stops. She just gets grabbed her burlap sack full of candy and she's like stopped. And she's looking up at him with a very curious expression on her face.
Cold Craigory looks back down at curious Boomer. And just, well, Yes, I suppose that does a bit of a sock in it, does it? All right. You caught me.
Do I get candy for catching you?
You know what? You get candy. This wizard
Okay.
is going to reach into hammerspace. Boomer, this wizard who looks like your dad, but isn't quite, pulls out 3, I think, of, you know, those full-size chocolate bars that all the kids, once they realize people are handing that out, they all swarm that house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They are going to pull that out.
Uh-huh.
Get a little smirk. Drop it in your burlap sack.
All right. Boomer's got that calculating look on her face because now she's realized, okay, Craigory without gloves. What does this mean? She just gets quiet for a minute, and you could tell she's thinking very, very hard. And then she's like, so are we going to go to the next house or what? She realizes something is off, but you know what? There's candy.
There's candy afoot. You gotta have priorities.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I don't think you need to roll to see that cold Craigory question mark. Seems a little surprised that Boomer isn't pushing further, but just goes, next house it is.
She's a very accepting child. I mean, she's got her mind completely on candy. All right, so she goes to the next door, and she stops for a minute, and she says, you know, I could probably pull out, like, use my thunder boom to open up the door if I wanted to. I mean, I don't even have to, like, really knock or anything like that. Can I do thunder boom to open the door?
You know what? Their lights aren't on. It doesn't look like they aren't handing out candy. Go for it. This is a trick.
Okay. All right. So, Boomer rubs her hands together, and she takes the stance. You know, she puts her bag down. She takes the stance. And she's got a look of concentration on her face. And I'm curious, like, okay, so we know with rolling that 19, we know that Boomer has figured out that there's something not quite right with Craigory. Okay. So she goes, she rubs her hands together. She squints at the door. She's going to roll. Boom. Boom, boom, thunder wave. Oh, thunder wave. All right. I don't know what I need to roll for that. She's going to roll thunder wave, but at the very last second, she turns around and she points it towards Craigory. Cold Craigory.
Excellent. What does not Craigory need to roll?
A dodge? I don't know.
With
let's see here.
Say it was thunder, there's usually like a dex.
Thunder's force sweeps out front of you. For each creature in a 15-foot cube bridging can place a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, excellent.
On a failed save. All right, this creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you.
D20 plus 4. No, that's good. What's your con? +1. You get them.
All right. Boom. So, yeah, she does this thing like she's really focusing and concentrating on this. And then all of a sudden she just whips around and goes boom and hits him instead.
Oh, fantastic. How much damage?
Let's see here. Let's see. All right, so I assume you take a failed save, 2d8. I think I'm going to do that in the dice thing. Hang on a second. What is it? It's one. What is it? 1D. How do you do that? I forget how you roll the damage thing.
Exclamation followed by what the damage is. So I feel like off memory it's something like 2d8.
Okay, yeah, 2d8. Okay, all right. 2d8. Okay. Dang.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Let me just note down that damage and do a bit of math. Nice job, Boomer!
Mm-hmm.
Good lord. Minus 12. Alright. So, Cold Knot Craigory stumbles back, takes the full brunt of that.
Boom!
There's just where it's like, ah! It's like, what are you... That's not very nice.
Boomer
What's he raising to be a brat?
Boomer stomps up to him and she says, you know what? Craigory would tell me to do a lot of things, but I'm pretty darn sure he wouldn't tell me to do a thunder wave on a door where the lights are out, and also you don't have gloves. So you got two things you can tell me now. One, you can tell me who you are, and number two, you're going to take me to Craigory so I can get some more candy.
Oh, you're good. You're good. And not Craigory will hold out a hand to shake. Hello, Boomer.
Uh-oh. Oh. Everybody in the Nuts and Bolts gallery is going, don't, no. We don't trust that.
Fantastic.
Oh, I'm in danger. Oh, Boomer's in danger. Oh, boy, does she take the club? Oh,
She
and see the thing of it. She doesn't gotta.
This person is just offering because this is what people do when they introduce themselves to each other, clearly.
Okay.
But, you know.
So, I think I'm gonna, is it something that I could roll, like, to decide whether or not she does it?
Yeah.
Like,
when I need to decide if a character's going to do something or not, because I rolling a D2, like, 1 for yes, 2 for no.
Okay, alright. Let's do a D2 then. Alright, and I'm gonna roll one of these. D2. Alright, so.
Or like rolling a D10 or 20 and it's like, oh.
Okay, so you said which was?
I said 1 was yes, 2 was no.
2 was no. Oh, okay, alright, so Boomer got a 2.
Boomer's rude now.
Yeah, I'm rude now. She's really angry now. Boomer looks down at the hand, and she looks up at the Knot Craigory, and she takes her hand, and she pulls it back, and she says, "You're not my friend. I don't hold hands with people who aren't my friend."
Well, I suppose it's on me for not properly introducing myself.
Mm-hmm.
Puts the hand away. Hello,
all right.
My name's Henrik.
Why do you look like Craigory?
Because...
She's got her eyes squinting at him. She's squinting at him. Squint.
Because we're related. Craigory is, what you could call my son.
And then, Boomer sits there and she thinks about it for a minute. Grandpa, no. She sits there and she thinks about it for a minute. And she does that little calculating face again. And she's like, so, Craigory is my dad, and you're his dad. So, does that make you Dad 2.
That's one way of putting it. The other term I believe that applies would be grandparent.
Granddad. She's literally thinking. She looks over at Henrik and she says, okay, so why? No, I shouldn't say why. Why, not why. I should say, where is Craigory? And you better tell me the truth, because I will know. And if you don't tell me the truth, I will hit you with Thunderwave again. And this time, I will really mean it. I was just joking around the first time, but second time, oh boy, you're gonna go flying. Nobody messes with her dad. She doesn't know this person. He's not a friend. He looks like Craigory. He has the audacity to act like Craigory.
Boomer, roll an insight if you please, while Henrik responds.
Alright, okay. I will roll insight.
Well, I imagine Craigory is back where you two were supposed to meet up. That or looking for you if he's gotten concerned.
12. She rolls a 12.
This Henrik Danthew doesn't seem all that concerned with Boomer's threat of continued Thunderwave. If anything, they seemed kind of amused.
Yeah, I figure as much.
But they are going to stand up if Boomer lets them. Start brushing themselves off.
Uh-huh.
Picks up the cane and has to lean on it to get up.
All right. So he said, what did he say again? I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Henrik is getting up, standing on his feet, leaning on the cane to do so.
Boomer, by this time, she's taken the burlap sack and she's holding it very protectively to herself. She's holding it behind herself, I should say. And she looks at him and she says, no candy for you until you take me to Craigory. So she's going to try to persuade him to take her to Craigory.
Oh, dear. Oh, that is an ultimatum.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So let's see how she does. Are you sure
you don't want to do any more trick-or-treating before we find your father?
I want to go trick-or-treating with Craigory. Not Craigory, which you are.
Well, if it so pleases you, then I suppose we better go find him while the night is still young.
That's right. Well, hey, now she loves her dad. She loves her dad. She's like immediately suspicious about this guy, and all of the she's just rather insulted that number one, she's not enjoying this with Craigory because how dare he take that moment away from her, but just be able to go and get candy. And number two, she's very anxious to share some of the candy with Craigory, and also probably there's something wiggling in the back of her mind, some shred of self-instinct that says this is a bad thing.
The tiniest sense of self-preservation.
Tiniest. She doesn't have much, but she just has just a little bit, and it's mostly because she's worried about Craigory. So, because she loves Craigory. That's her dad. So, anyway, persuasion. I said we'll roll persuasion. All right. And that is a 9. Is it enough?
It's enough. Henrik seems easygoing about this. And they say, well, if you would permit us to take the time, we could speed up the process. I am able to scry. Or, if you don't trust me to be doing magic, then we'll just have to look manually. After all, you still need
Boomer's in a real quandary now because she really wants to go find Craigory, but then again, there's candy. Oh, this is tough. She thinks about it for a minute. She says, she thinks for a minute. She says, okay, we'll compromise. I'll do one more door, get some candy, and then we're going to go find Craigory. But you're not getting any candy. We still got to go find him.
All right. Then we have a deal.
All right. Should I roll to see if she shakes his hand again? Do you really want me to do this? Everybody in the chat is screaming and yelling, no, don't do it. Oh,
fantastic.
But something tells me that Craigory, Craigory. I signed Craigory by Gently. Something tells me that Kraken really, really, really wants me to shake that hand. All right, so we will let the dice decide once more. Oh. All right. Oh, Boomer. Oh, Boomer, baby. Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
All right. She just... Oh, my goodness.
Is it just instinct? Boomer sees something that is dad-shaped?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you could say it. You know, just something like that. And I guess he's sticking his hand out to shake, and she's just like, thinks about it for a minute. And she's like, we're still not friends, but I will shake. And her hands, by the way, are really, really grubby. So he's not only getting a handshake, he's getting a grubby handshake.
Oh, perfect.
So, all right. So she sticks her hand out, and she takes his hand, and she's like standing at like a distance. Like, you know how kids, like, you will hold something, like, if they'll hold something out at a distance that they don't particularly want it.
Mm-hmm.
So she just takes it, and she goes, and she does a little shake, and then she gets go.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And,
what has she done? What has she done, Kraken? Tell me, what has she done?
She takes Henrik's hand.
Uh-huh.
They grasp it back. There is a single handshake, like, up, down once.
Uh-huh.
And they let go and pat Boomer's head.
She's still frowning very suspiciously at him. She's like...
Again,
so
they just seem very amused by Boomer's caution.
Yeah. Well, I think Boomer at this point has been adventuring enough, I guess, to kind of pick up the fact, like, she's picked up the tiniest little shred of self-preservation, just a little bit, and something's telling her, it's just more of, like, the audacity of pretending to be her dad. So, has she, though? I don't know. That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, she goes over there. She takes the bear lap bag and she puts it behind herself because there's no way in heck he's getting her candy. He's not even going to look at it. Doesn't have the privilege of looking at her candy. And she says, and she points to herself and she says, I get to pick the next door.
Oh, hey, Gently.
Huh?
I have a suggestion for that.
Yes.
I think Boomer knows that she is in. This could make things really fun for Henrik. I think Boomer knows that she's in the same neighborhood as Craigory's aunt, who she's probably met at least once.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
She knows where that house is.
She knows where that house is? All right. So she's like, okay. So she looks around and oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So she looks around and she goes and she sees the door she recognizes, and she's just like, we're going there. You go ahead. I will be behind you, watching you the whole time. She makes she means it now. She means it now.
What?
The grr face.
No, I don't. Not that house. Pick a different one.
No, I want to go to that house.
No, I don't think you do.
No, I really want to go to that house. but on both mostly because you're saying you don't want to go to it, so now I really, really want to go to it. And she smiles, but it's one of those I'm going to get you so good.
Oh my God. Gently, they really don't want to go to this house.
I wanted to do. Okay. I'm gonna roll. Gently. I'm gonna roll persuasion. We're gonna let the dice decide. Okay.
All right.
I'm
also gonna have to have you roll a wisdom save.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna roll. All right. So 15.
Whew.
What happens? What happens? What happens?
Boomer. If we go to that house, you cannot tell Janelope that I am here. If you do not tell Janelope what I am here, then you may ask any question and I will answer truthfully. You'll get answers.
Okay. All right. So she thinks about this for a minute. So basically he's saying, okay, we'll go, but I'm not going to go in and talk with her, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You will not tell Janelope that I am here, and we will go straight to Craigory.
Boomer thinks about it for a minute. She taps her chin, and she's like, how much candy are you going to give me, Grandpa?
I will give you so much candy.
Like a lot? A lot of candy?
They point to the burlap sack. That will be full.
So she goes and thinks about it.
And you may eat it whenever you like.
Ooh. Do you have... Okay, she does this for a minute. She thinks about it. Do you have the most delicious lime-flavored candy in the world? She squints at him.
Oh,
it's going to take that. It's going to take that to bribe this child. She drives a hard deal.
She does. Oh, she's driving the hardest deal. She's squeezing this wizard for everything they're worth.
You better believe it.
They reach under their coat into hammer space. And I'm trying to think, what is the most delicious lime flavored treat out there?
Help us out, Nuts and Bolt Gallery. What would be the most delicious lime flavored treat out there?
God, please. Audience participation time, I guess. Give us the goods.
Give us the goods. Tell us. What do you think?
The results are coming in.
Lime.
Liz out the gate with jelly. Thanks.
Fruit wedges. Okay, yeah. I know the fruit wedges are pretty good. Maybe a big bag of those. Sour lime wedge gummies. Oh yeah, and she likes sour. Oh, okay. I think we got it there.
We got it.
That's it. Yeah, sour lime wedge gummies.
Pulls out. It's one of those like 2-pound bags of candy, and it is just full of sour lime wedge gummies.
Hell yeah! All right. She goes and he drops it down in front of her, and she takes it, and she looks at it, and she's like, "We're still not friends, but this is for making me think that you were Craigory." And she goes and she takes it and she puts it in her bag. And she goes and she starts stomping her way towards that door. And she knocks on the door. Candy!
And the door opens. And that is indeed Craigory's Aunt Janelope. Looks down and goes,
rat him out.
Hello, Boomer.
Liz says rat him out. Hi. I am pretending to be someone I am not, like some people, and I have come to get candy from you, who is a friend and sister of Craigory, and who would never, ever trick me into thinking they were Craigory. So, yeah. And she holds out her back.
I might have to do a little work to look like Kraken. I'm gonna have to pull up Jenny's sheet and do like something to figure out. See if she figures out that Boomer's trying to say something.
I mean, technically, you know, she's keeping her end of the bargain. She's not telling that he's there.
And
that's
listen,
right.
Henrik's a little proud. Like that's some clever stuff. But while I'm in the middle of opening up her sheet and rolling, Jenny's going to peer like over Boomer. Just go, kid, are you out here on your own? Where's your dad?
And then Boomer takes a deep breath, and she's just like, my dad is with me, pretending to be someone he's not.
Oh my God. Well, what is the definition of a holiday?
Did you know the answer? Okay.
Oh! Oh no! Oh yes! Now I fucking told you this was right.
Yes! Chaos! Chaos!
And the plot has been derailed.
Yes! Yes!
Jenny,
let the chaos descend!
Jenny's candy bowl is not like candy you buy from the store. This is clearly homemade stuff. And Boomer, I think you've had Jenny's homemade stuff
the good
before.
Stuff.
It is always delicious. This is the good shit.
Oh, right.
And she just straightens up and goes, well, he seems to be getting a bit irresponsible, doesn't he? I don't see him out there. It's getting late, Boomer. Why don't you come inside?
And Boomer takes Boomer takes a minute to look at the stuff, which is really, really good. Oh my gosh, she's really good. And then she remembers that she's supposed to be going with Grandpa Henrik to find Craigory, which she's not sure of. So there's an effort, and I'm going to do a yes or no to see if she decides to go in. Mm-hmm. So, all right, we will let dice decide for us. Should Boomer go in? Should she stay, or should she go?
All right. So 2 is go. If Boomer looks like she's going to go, Jenny will kneel down, hand on Boomer's shoulder, and she's going to cast Enhance Ability.
Aha!
Let's see, what does Jenny think will be the most useful? She doesn't know what's going on. But something's going on. But Boomer, I assume, has just refused the invite to come inside from whatever the hell is going on.
Yes. And then now she knows something's up because, wait a minute, this child is refusing something sweet to eat. Boomer
especially if Boomer's refusing the video, something is egregiously wrong.
Yeah, oh my goodness. And Boomer is looking at that candy, and boy, now you can tell that this kid really, really, really wants that candy, and she's holding her bag out. And she's just like, I am sorry. She's just like, she really wants that candy. She wants it so bad. She's like, I am sorry, but I need to consider the other trick-or-treaters, so I will be going now to the next door, and I'll come back later. So please save it for me, okay? And good day. Grr.
Janelope casts Enhance Ability, and Boomer, you're going to get Bear's Endurance, which means you get 2d6 temporary hit points.
Ah,
So let's figure out how much extra health you get.
Okay.
8 health.
Mm-hmm.
You're now 8 above your maximum.
Oh, nice. Okay, let's see what her maximum health is. Her maximum, that would be the hit points, right?
Yep.
Okay, so she's at 37 right now.
Nice.
So, dang. So that's how many more did she get?
She got 8 more, so that should be 45 hit points.
Okay. All right. I got it down. Okie doke.
And yep, she does that. Boomer, you feel that take effect. You feel like, ooh, you've gotten some extra juice to you now.
Sugar rush.
And James goes, all right. Enjoy the rest of your night. Should I come over later tonight? You still need this candy after all.
Boomer's sitting there thinking about it. And she's like, let's see. You know what? I'm going to roll. I'm going to let... the dice have been pretty good to me so far. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Oh, no. All right.
Boomer's keeping things close to the chest.
Yeah, exactly. This is so hard for this child. It is so hard.
Oh, goodness.
It is so hard for this child. And you can tell she's just like, she's looking at that candy. And she just makes a supreme effort. And she's just like, no, that will be okay. Because I will probably have much candy. So, no, I don't think you will need to come over later. Thank you. I love you.
I love you too. Stay safe. And
I will.
Jenny will watch you leave.
Oh my goodness. Jenny is like so sus.
She's sus.
Sus.
Good lord.
So sus.
This is like the most suspicious
yeah. All right. Okay, so Boomer's gonna go back off with Grandpa again.
Yep. Boomer, you don't see this. You don't see this Grandpa.
Okay.
You exit the house. You're back on the street. It's only after you're like well out of like the house's view that Henrik stumbles out of like some bushes. They pretty clearly jumped in there.
He was disguised as a bush.
He was hiding. They were hiding.
Oh, and Boomer's just got like this very sour look on her face. And she just like looks at him and she's like, it's a good thing that I love Craigory so much, because that was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. And you are still not my friend because of it.
That makes perfect sense. My sister's cooking is fantastic.
Yes, she's making the little pout because, you know, she's going to choose Craigory on this, but you know, boy, that was hard turning her back on that good stuff. So
the good news is Henrik actually has something in their hands. It's a little bowl that has water in it. And they go, while you were trick-or-treating at that house, I did go ahead and scry. I know exactly where your father is.
All right. He better be all right, because if he's not, and you did something with him, I'm going to be really, really angry. I mean, not like with the little V on my face, like pretending to be angry, but I will be really, really angry. So, you just watch yourself.
I would never do anything to Craigory.
She's scowling at his knees because that's probably about as high as she can look.
But Henrik's going to lead the way, cane clicking on the ground.
All right. So she goes and she walks along. So And she's like, I don't know what does she need to do at this point? She's just kind of like walking along behind. Oh, he's getting ready to do the scrying thing, right?
Henrik has already done the scrying. They took the opportunity to do that in hiding while Boomer was talking with Jenny.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
They have the direction. They are walking along.
Mm-hmm.
And
all right.
They seem very sure of where they're going. And
all right.
Just because Boomer's been so suspicious, they're going to hold out the bowl for Boomer to look.
Okay. Baby, scry.
Yeah, roll a perception on that.
All right, sure. I will roll a perception on that. Let's see here. She rolled a 7.
Well, the water is kind of murky and jumping around because Henrik is walking, and the walking is a bit like bumpy because cane and limp. But the shape in there sure does seem like Craigory. Boomer can't quite make out like what this location could be, but Henrik seems unconcerned.
Boomer's going to continue to look at him suspiciously, but she is going to follow him.
He didn't stray very far from your meeting place. And
okay.
You're basically just going back the way you came.
Oh, really? Okay.
And
so she's going along.
After a few minutes,
so she's going along. Yep, she's walking along. And she's got that little calculating look on her face again. And she looks over at Heinrich and she says, "So, how come I know about the Craigory's aunt, but I don't know anything about you? He hasn't told me anything about you, which is why I'm looking at you like this." And she just gives him a look like, "Yeah, I know what you're on. I know what you're up to."
Well, I've been gone
she probably
for
doesn't.
Quite a bit. 10 years, in fact. Almost getting close to 10 years to the dot. I have the suspicion that sort of thing might make a person a little angry at me.
So Craigory doesn't like you either. She's like looking at him like,
I think I can assume that. People tend to get a little twitchy about just going places.
All right. I'm just like, so I'm trying very hard to kind of like keep my mindset in, what would Boomer know? I don't want her to be too knowledgeable of things because she is, after all, a child, and she wouldn't be would be oblivious to some things, but she knows that Craigory probably doesn't like Grandpa Henrik so much. So far, Grandpa Henrik hasn't done anything to her. He's cooperated with her, so that's in his favor.
We're still not. We're still a reasonable person, clearly.
Yeah, exactly. She's still not friends with him, and he's still not getting any of her candy. But she's just being very cautious. So she goes and she's like, "So, why did you want to trick me into thinking you were Craigory?"
I thought things might go a little smoother if I could get your favor first. This did not quite pan out.
No,
I suppose I can convince you to put a good word in for me with him.
It did not pan out. It did not even kettle out. Squint.
Does Boomer have other questions at this point?
Trying to think if she would have any other questions. She's just kind of like very cautiously following along behind him. She might relax a little bit once she actually sees Craigory and sees if he's okay and everything. But right now she's just kind of like doing the little "I'm watching you," thing with Grandpa. So I don't. I think she's got as much information out of him as she wants to right now. Right now, I think she's more focused on finding Craigory because, doggone it, she wants to find Craigory. If Craigory's okay, they're going to go get candy, and she's just going to forget that this whole thing ever happened.
Well, the good news is you're coming back to where you guys started out, and Boomer, you do in fact hear Boomer. Boomer.
Okay, she
Boomer.
hears a call. All right, Dad. Dad. She's like, yeah, exactly. Dad Prime. Dad Prime. Okay, so she immediately brightens up at that, and she's just like, oh, yes, that is the voice. And she goes, she looks over at Grandpa Heinrich, and she's just like, she jerks her thumb over towards the direction of the voice. She says, this isn't some kind of other trick of yours, is it?
Cross my heart,
Not
hope
correct.
to die, stick a needle in my eye.
And she just squints at him. And she turns around and she starts backing slowly away with the candy. She's holding the candy. We gotta keep the candy on track.
And I think it's at this point, a getting to be, at this point, quite worried wizard runs around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Toe to tip, Boomer. That is a Craigory.
Oh, she just like latches onto him and she just grabs him around the leg, and she's just like, "Hi,
Oof!
I got some candy.
What? You already got?
Well, I want to go trick or treating with you, and only with you, not with anybody that looks like you, who's probably a stinky poop head. But yeah, you.
What?
So there.
Yeah, we were supposed to start and go together. Where have you been, Boomer? And yeah, Craig at this point will like fully look up and huh.
Yes, and I think
He starts talking.
I think yeah. And Boomer like, well, you know how a kid will hide behind a parent if they're like particularly sulky with some. Well, she doesn't even do that. All right, she goes and she plants her feet like right in front of Craigory, and she just like looks up at Heinrich with her candy bag, and she's just like, she's just like got that "I dare you" look on her face.
Henrik does not come any closer, but they do lift up the hand, just do a little wave, fingers waggling. Hello. How have you been? I need to roll a d2 for Craigory now.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh my goodness. How have you been?
Oh, he doesn't go and punch the wizard.
Oh. Too bad.
Because Boomer is already in front of him.
Yes, exactly.
What are you What were you doing with my kid? Why are you here?
He was pretending to be you. But I knew all along it wasn't him. She didn't really, but
Boomer, you're in front. Craigory's got his hands on your shoulders and the grip is tightening because he doesn't like that. He doesn't like that sentence, any bit of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Henrik just kind of leans on the cane and goes, if you two don't leave to go trick-or-treating now, it's going to get a bit late for Boomer to fill up that burlap sack of hers. I think what would be more, what's the word, efficient for everyone is if we just set aside a time to get all those questions answered rather than standing here while it gets darker and darker and Boomer gets no candy. So?
Craigory says I don't have a bedtime. She goes,
Craigory makes like that's not quite true. But Henrik lists a date, a time, and a place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or rather, yeah. Henrik lists all that. And Craigory's just like processing, gobsmacked.
Oh wow, this is a lot to process, huh?
This is so much.
And yeah, oh gosh, I saw thing the what Tread said up there about the pronouns and stuff, and you have to excuse me. I don't know if I was using the right pronouns for Henrik or not.
Sorry. Henrik is he, they, and they didn't specify.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't specify.
Yeah.
But time, a place, a date has been met, and before Craigory can even like process this or get words under him, because like, what the fuck is going on? He hasn't seen this person in 10 years. He has so many questions and completely frozen to do anything about it. And Henrik just turns and walks away.
Mm-hmm. Boomer is just like if Craigory still has his hand on her shoulder, Boomer is just like vibrating right now. She's just like and she goes and she looks up at Craigory and she says, I pulled a thunder wave on him. I can do it again if you want me to.
Oh wow. I mean, I don't think I'll stop you. And Boomer, you're getting scooped up in a hug.
Oh, okay. She hugs him She hugs him so tight. She's like, ugh. She hugs him. She's like, yeah, I'm fine. She just like looks over at where Henrik was, and she's like, I had him handled the whole time. I'm good. You want to go trick-or-treating now?
Craigory, he's just like, yeah, you know what? Let's normalcy in our life. Let's trick-or-treating. I can think about this later.
Okay, fine. Okay, so I've gotten the hang. I think I've gotten the hang of it, and I've been listening to some of the other people, like what they say when they're at the door and stuff. So I think I know. Like I've said it a lot. I think I know what exactly I need to say in order to get the candies and stuff. And she grabs Craigory. She does a quick check to make sure. Yes, okay, he's got gloves. Okay, good. And she goes and she starts pulling at him. She's just like, come on, let's go to that door. Come on. Craigory, come on, let's go to that door. Let's go to that door.
And he follows and is tugged along, and there is some good candy haul this evening. Boomer has the trick of it down.
All right, exactly. So she goes, and by this point the bag is getting kind of full, so she's holding it with both hands now. So she uses her foot to stomp on the door again, and she goes, trick or treat! Belly feet! Give me candy!
The door opens, it works. The couple inside laugh at the smelly feet line, and Boomer, your bag is just filling up. It's a very successful night on the candy front for Boomer.
Thank you! Thank you! You don't really have smelly feet, by the way, but if you do, it's okay, because I have smelly feet too. See? And she probably would stand there and talk with them all day long, but let's move on to the next one. So
we're getting on the 1 hour 20 mark. So I think it's like closing out with, they go to houses. Boomer is becoming an expert at trick-or-treating. And
yes, exactly.
Craigory does not let go of her hand the entire way.
Mm-hmm. And at one point, at the end of it, Craigory will find that Boomer has been rummaging around in her bag, and she takes out one of the better pieces of candy, and she goes and she puts it in his hand. She gives his hand a little pat. She says, here, that's for all of the dumb stuff that happened earlier. So you can have a piece of candy. I might even give you 2 pieces of candy. I don't know. It's really hard for me, Craigory, because I love you and I want to give you a lot of candy, but it's candy, Craigory. It's hard for me.
And
but here's 2 pieces of candy, and I'll maybe try not to eat all of the candy. Okay, I'll do that for you because I love you. Okay.
Boomer's just getting hugged again because this child.
I know. 2 whole pieces of candy. Oh, she loves him too. Aww.
And after wrapping up, just the image I have in my head, he's carrying her as they walk home. He's got her in one arm, big, huge, Boomer-sized sacks slung over the other shoulder. He may be struggling a little.
Probably looking over his shoulder the whole time too.
Yeah, God, he's been looking over his shoulder the rest of this evening, and there's nothing. No sign of Henrik. Like he never existed.
And Boomer has had a successful evening. She's thwarted the evil attempts of someone to pretend to be the Craigory that she knows and loves, and she got a lot of candy for it, so she's good.
And on that note, is there anything else you've got, Gently?
No, that's it. She's just like, she's trotting along. She gave Craigory 2 whole pieces of candy. I mean,
2 entire pieces.
2 entire pieces of candy.
Gently, thank you so much for indulging me with this FPS.
No problem. I enjoyed myself, and now you have got me curious, and so I'm like,
This is not concerning at all.
No, it's not concerning. Not a bit.
All right.
Nope.
All right. I'm going to stop the recording. Goodbye, everyone.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you for coming.